Welcome to Paris, a city dazzled in charm with its quintessential European magic around every street corner. With seemingly endless choices to indulge your senses in, you'll experience some of my favorite hidden gems in the city that I hope you end up loving just as much as I do. Let's dive in. We're jetting around the Six today to some must-visit spots in the city. When I'm in Paris, crepes seem to be my go-to meal and dessert, no matter the time of day. So I was delighted to start my morning off with a visit to a favorite spot of mine. You can pay by card here as long as your total meets at least €5. I tried the banana and Nutella crepe today to give myself a little taste of health. My first meal of the day, and I'm thrilled about it. After picking up your crepe, stroll just a few blocks down the street to this church. The perfect place to enjoy your crepe and take in the gorgeous setting around you.
Oh my gosh, it is already so good.
If you've watched my channel before, you'll know that my best friend Sam and I have been touring around Europe and the UK for the past 3 years after quitting our full-time jobs and having the time of our lives. After visiting Paris a handful of times, Creperie Henry has become our staple late-night crepe stand in the city. So I was delighted to come here again today. During the springtime, the trees that line the block are blooming with gorgeous flowers. It is such a peaceful atmosphere to take in. I'm always in the mood for a good thrift find and seek, so I went to pop my head into a kilo shop. These thrift stores are quite popular in Belgium, France, and Germany. The idea is that you pay for clothes based on the material's weight, so each item has a sticker telling you the price per kilo or if it's a fixed price. They don't have a minimum weight, so it's especially great for finding summer attire as the clothes usually tend to be lighter and therefore a bit cheaper. Every trip to Paris is special, and this one holds a sentimental place in my heart. Having grown up with our mom being a professor, my sister and I have had the massive privilege of traveling the world with her since we were little girls to present day. My first time experiencing the charm and magic that Paris enamors you with was on my 5th birthday, when my mom took me with her to a conference she was presenting at in the city. We celebrated my summer solstice birthday in the Luxembourg Gardens along with my grandparents. Fast forward 2+ decades, and here I am, back in Paris with my mom and sister at another conference, making all of these incredible memories with my family and closest friends. I couldn't ask for a greater gift. As we were wrapping up our afternoon, we spotted a store with several giant milagros inside and knew right away that we were beelining it in there. To our delight and surprise, we found dozens upon dozens of unique and beautiful charms. If you follow me on TikTok, you know I've made a video about this store because it's probably one of my favorite hidden gems in Paris. This store lets you custom make bracelets and necklaces with as many or as little charms as you desire. You can pick from a variety of chain sizes cut to your desired length. It was honestly hard for me to pick between all of their beautiful choices. I ended up making a milagro-inspired necklace and charm bracelet that I absolutely adore. The necklace is maybe my favorite. For dinner, we met up with 2 of my best friends from Paris, and the evening couldn't have been filled with more gratitude or tiramisu. We picked an Italian restaurant that had the biggest tiramisu any of us had ever seen. Seriously, look at the size of this. The 5 of us spending the evening together really was the cherry on top to the day. It just made me feel so grateful to have my 2 worlds colliding, the most beautiful integration of love and positivity that evening.
My dad had his residency here for his artwork. So cool.
On a nice day, it's wonderful to walk across the Seine and enjoy a pastry and coffee outside here in the gardens. In the heart of the Marais, you will find Le Village Saint-Paul. This historic area is home to dozens of local antique dealers, boutique shops, and art galleries. It's a great way to spend a couple of hours wandering the quaint pedestrian walkways and popping in and out of shops. One of the most unique parts about this is finding part of the remains of Paris's ancient city walls tucked away in spots you might not expect. You can walk along part of the medieval walls dating back to the 12th century when they were originally built. It was so cool to see medieval history mixed with modern times. The churches in Europe seem to have some of the most beautiful architecture, so my mom and sister and I always love peeking our heads into them. And this Roman church was no exception. Handy enough, one of the most famous cafes in Paris is located across the street from this beautiful church. Opening in 1884, this cafe has seen the likes of artistic and literary greats such as Pablo Picasso and Ernest Hemingway, who frequented their establishment, making it rich in history and charm.
Look. Oopsie. You think you were pouring it in? Yes.
While it is a bit pricey, it's worth trying at least once to soak up this historic atmosphere and their well-known hot chocolates. To us, it's always worth a trip to see the Eiffel Tower up close. I will always find such beauty and charm in watching the Eiffel Tower glimmer in the evenings. As my close friends know, this is one of my favorite landmarks in Europe. If you've seen the Eiffel Tower sparkle before, let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it. After a good stroll around the grounds, our stomachs were grumbling as we headed to one of my favorite Japanese restaurants for dinner. I've been spoiled with amazing sushi in New York City, and this spot absolutely rivals my go-to Brooklyn place. Sam and I always order this salmon avocado roll, and it is literally incredible. Last fall, we went to Disney Paris and made a special stop back in the city to make sure we could have our sushi again. We have to go every single time we're in the vicinity, and usually go more than once. Bon nuit! We're in Paris! Good morning! Today, we're going to be exploring a few outstanding medieval monuments in the heart of Paris. If you want to be truly blown away by French architecture, Sainte-Chapelle needs to be on your Paris itinerary. It was my first time visiting this 13th century chapel, and I am still picking my jaw up off the floor from its dazzling beauty. For the best value, purchase a twin ticket to grant you access to both Sainte-Chapelle and the Conciergerie, which is right next door. More on that later. I would recommend getting the audio guide, only €3, as it gives you so much context about the history of this incredible site. As you walk upstairs, prepare to be stunned by the magnitude of its stained glass windows. These staggering windows reach nearly 50 feet high and depict the story of 1,113 scenes from the Bible. Throughout the chapel, there are laminated sheets in numerous languages with more information about certain window panels. You will feel like you're walking inside of a kaleidoscope as the array of colorful light shines through the stained glass windows that surround you. It is beautiful. After spending several hours marveling at Sainte-Chapelle's beauty, we worked up quite an appetite. You'll be surprised to find that in this very touristy area, there is an amazing brasserie where the food is authentic, the waiters are friendly, and the prices aren't outrageous. I scarfed down honey soy glazed chicken thighs, my sister the ravioli, and my mom a goat cheese salad. The weather was glorious for Paris in the spring, so we ate outside and enjoyed a delicious lunch. It wouldn't be a girls' trip to us without ordering a creme brulee and hot chocolate at every meal, so naturally, we indulged. As we headed to the Conciergerie, I had no idea what to expect. For somebody who is not a history buff, it ended up being one of my favorite stops on our trip. One of the coolest parts is that the admission includes a free use of their interactive histopad, which brings the history to life before your very eyes. As you scan the QR codes in each room, you will watch as the grounds in front of you transform, giving you a feel for what it would have been like hundreds of years ago. The animations and music make you feel as if you're playing a video game, which undoubtedly makes the Conciergerie one of the most unique attractions I have ever visited. This UNESCO World Heritage Site served as a prison during the French Revolution and even allows you access into the room where Marie Antoinette was held before her trial. It's kind of crazy. I stumbled upon this small thrift store in the Fifth and had to pop in. The woman working there was lovely, and to my delight, they had a bunch of cute stuff at reasonable prices, everything from vintage jeans to puffy coats. I had been on the hunt for a staple crossbody bag for what seemed like ages, and when I found this adorable black purse with a gold chain, I knew it had to be mine, especially with a price tag of under 30 euros. It's a special day getting to watch my mom present her paper at a conference, and in Paris, no less. I was jazzed about today and headed straight to the location after getting ready.
A little outfit of the day, looking nice for mom's presentation and conference this afternoon.
We met with one of her colleagues for lunch before they headed back for the rest of their presentations. Taking full advantage of being in France, I grabbed a mocha from my sister's go-to bakery chain, Paul. They have locations all over the world now, but they never disappoint us with their hot chocolates and are great for taking away.
That caffeine has made me so jittery already. I can feel my heart literally pounding out of my chest.
After a quick outfit change, stroll down to the Garden of Plants. If you're looking for a tranquil hidden gem, this free garden is open year-round and has been giving locals a beautiful slice of nature's paradise for nearly 400 years.
We're in Paris!
Bonjour!
Bonjour!
This was the first botanical garden in Paris. To me, this magnificent park ties with the beauty of the Luxembourg Gardens, but with way less people. It's a great place to escape the hustle and bustle and enjoy the beautiful nature that you can find here. With its expansive gardens and tree-lined rows, this is an especially perfect spot to enjoy a late sun read in the summertime. If you're looking for an affordable and yummy meal, it might surprise you to learn that the grocery stores in Europe can be a fantastic option.
$1.95.
We picked up this chicken and vegetable meal for under 5 euros, and it was delicious. You can also make your own fresh squeezed orange juice for just a couple euros, which is absolutely phenomenal. This is one of the only things that I have to have every single day because it's so affordable, fresh, and truly the best orange juice I have ever had.
Oh my gosh. These are the normal ones. Look at that size difference.
I'm just feeling so grateful and honestly overwhelmed with gratitude and happiness to be here together with my mom and sister. It means the world to me. I'm enjoying every ounce of this trip. I hope that you're liking the vlog so far. I'm gonna go to bed, so see you in the morning. Bonjour, Patty. These little beignet type pastries are so good. Our mom has been going out to the boulangerie every morning and getting a bag full of these fresh croissants and baguettes. So good. You have to eat pastries when you're in Paris. They're so light and fluffy, but sweet and with a little powdered sugar on top. Mwah! Cannot go wrong. At this point, I'm literally gonna eat all of them. That were in this bag. There was 6. Worth it. So good. I'm gonna go get another one. These are the new glasses. How cute. Love them. I've been looking for a pair for so long. I think they're gonna be perfect. They're a little bit eco-friendly, which is a must for me. And of course, 100% UV protection. So we'll see how they work. As sweet as our trip has been, it only felt right to spend the day leisurely strolling around town and picking up a few of my favorite sweet treats. I went on a quest through the 6 to find these chocolate fondant pots. My mom got me one in the beginning of our trip, and I simply couldn't leave without them. This decadent dessert is soft and rich like a brownie, with a gooey, half-baked lava cake-like inside. If you like sweets, these are unbelievably good and definitely worth waiting in the queue for. We stayed a few blocks away from one of the oldest street markets in Paris, so we happily went to take another stroll around. Adored by locals and tourists alike with its array of fresh produce, pastries, and specialty shops, it is absolutely worth taking a leisurely stroll down these charming streets. Ernest Hemingway even made a nod to this wonderful street market in his novel, A Movable Feast. We popped our heads into a few shops, picking up a sardine-shaped chocolate for my stepdad. This is the holy grail where we found the beignets.
This is the view from our balcony. It's so pretty.
Like I said, it wouldn't be our girls' trip without hot chocolate and creme brulee at nearly every stop.
Thank you so much for coming along this beautiful week in Paris with me and my family. I hope to see your beautiful face again in the next video. So be sure you hit that subscribe button and join in on the fun. Au revoir!